Hi YouTube friends. Well, we're back and this has been a week or two I guess since the last video, and we repotted two plants. I repotted this one, which is it had the two leaves in one pot, and I've been looking at it because if you look very closely, I had this one. I thought that because there's two leaves, there must have been damage at one time, and it grew early in its life, a basil keiki from the bottom, because the other one wasn't well. And I had this leaf damage, and now this leaf, so I'm thinking it goes a little deeper than that, and I think I'm just going to cut that damage off. I'll see if I can show you in there before it becomes any worse. I'm afraid eventually we may just lose one of those plants. And I was worried about separating, but I think what's going to happen is one of them, although the last leaf was healthy, so I think what we'll do is remove what I can of this leaf and way back into the inside of this one, if I can show you. And let's see here. There, right inside. And it goes right into the center of the plant. So I'm going to take that out because I see even way down low where the stem and the root are right into the center is also a bit yellow, so I am concerned. I think the other part is healthy. One of these leaves is on the one plant, and this leaf is on the other one. So that's what's happened. And since it repotted, it was already shedding the flowers here. It's shed all these, and these are ready to go. So that's sort of what happened with that one. But the other one, this one, which was totally healthy, is doing fine. It never dropped any blossoms. The leaves are fine. It's happy. And the repotting never bothered it. It has some very, very good active root growth happening on both sides. And it's doing well. It's very happy. And so that shows you the difference. If you take a fairly healthy plant, you repot it when it's in bloom, it never bothered it at all. It's over here living quite happily. No flowers dropped, more open. Where this one, we did know there was something strange happening. And so I think what we're going to do is trim it and probably put it in a smaller pot till it's looking what I call healthy. So this is Operation Day. So what I've done is at the dollar store you can buy the little packages of these one-use razor blades, and I've got it soaking in a small dish of rubbing alcohol, and it's 70%. And in this dish I have some cinnamon, which I sprayed a little bit, I sprayed a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in, so it makes a paste, because when you go to put the cinnamon on a cut wound, it's fluff, it wants to drop everywhere, and this will just help make a little paste of that cinnamon to stop any more trouble coming, and it'll stay there. It's not going to be all dry and hard to work with. So there we are. So I'm just going to cut this off, and what I'll do is I'll move this down. Hold 1 second. Okay, I've got that down so that you can see what's going on. So I have my razor blade, so hopefully there'll be no accidents happening here. So I'm going to go right inside. This yellow has started way down near the core. So I think it could have been like overwatered at some time before I got it. So we're going to take that off, and then we can have a better look. I don't want to damage anything else, but I think it does have to come off. And I'll probably put it in a smaller pot, even though it was just repotted. I think at this stage of the game, this is what we had. This is the end. It's still a little yellow there, and it's not a good thing. Okay, I took all of this one off because it's just continually going. When I had repotted it, there's a little fly flying around. When I had repotted it in here, I'd kind of pried it up. It's far enough off the ground. I think what is going on will be okay. So let's have a look at this one. I might just dip it in alcohol. Really good again. Now, this one has a slice here, and I'm going to slice right where that slice is because it has dried up pretty good. And then I think I'll go far enough away from where all this is happening, and I'm going to come right down, make it kind of like a leaf shape. Poor little thing. I really want to keep this one. I like to hold on to my plants. I'd like to keep this one for years, and let's just hope that's what we're going to do, and let's have a good look in here. I'll repot it later. I'm going to put it in a smaller pot. I want you to have a good look. So that's what we've got in there now that we've cut that off. This is a new leaf. It seems okay. These ones over here, other than this damage, which was on the... they have had two good leaves since whatever happened made them form into these two plants. And I could cut this plant off. I don't really want to. But you can see exactly how they look there. So just give me a minute and we'll go back up again. Okay, here we are. So that being done, just move that 1 second, I'm sorry. Okay, let me get that right. Okay, that being done, now in here I have mixed a little bit of cinnamon with some hydrogen peroxide. That's good for healing wounds. And it's made a very good paste. I want to solve this problem, so I'm going to go right along the cut with this paste. And then I have some dry on the other side, which will help it stick. So these are the things we run into, and then we have to make a decision. Are we going to keep this? You know, what is the best thing to do? And I'm not going to, there's my little knife. I'm also going to take off this, this stem right here, not all the way back, probably one. I'll let those flowers stay, and I'll take this one just below this new node, because they're going soft anyway, and I'm going to probably just, I'm not going to overwater it because it'll help the roots down. I'll just keep it sprayed and wet for a while it establishes itself. And I don't want to have the soil up too close to where those roots are going. So I'm going to try and have a hollow. That's why I need to put it in a firmer pot to hold it together, because I don't want any water at all settling in there where I'm trying to heal it. And we'll keep our eye on it and see how it's doing. The other one is doing fine. And the one in the window, the purple one in the window, it hasn't even started to fade. It was December 24th that I did the video, and I showed 2 blooms out. And the one in the living room, the white one, it's still in bloom too. So when they're happy, they're happy. And when I repot those ones, they're going to go in the same type of pot. I have a purple pot that's a little larger. I'm not going to switch to the clear because they're happy like that, and that's how they're going to stay. The other one is in a recycled paint can. I have another one of those, and they're so happy. And I think I do better with the larger pots. Like this one was a larger pot. I think it's happy in there, and the roots are starting to come inside. So you see, it's going to take a while because it was big and there wasn't much root system on this one either. But it's not a decorative pot, but it gets lots of light in this room. And so I think I pretty well had a feeling when I got this one that the problem was something happened to it to make it form. Sometimes when they're going to be sick or whatever, they form another one to continue the lifespan, to keep nature going. And it did, and so the 2 hung on there, but there was still that root problem. So let's hope we solved it, and when it's resting out on the patio for the rest of the year, I hope that we'll see new leaves growing. And so I'll have to get a smaller pot and put that in. And if you've just got your first orchid, don't panic. But when you go to look for your first orchid, if you haven't got one, don't feel sorry. Pick it out of the pot. If it's in an inner pot, pick it out, have a look. Is it soaking wet? Leave it there. The one I took that was soaking wet was... We're not miracle workers, and we're just new in this orchid business. So look for a good, healthy plant. Go to a reputable garden place and talk to them. Don't be afraid. When did it come in? How long has it been there? What do I do? See what they say. You know, but yes, repot it, because we were down getting car insurance yesterday and peeked in this window, and I saw this orchid plant. It had 1 flower. It was powder pink. It was big, beautiful big, and the rest was dead. The leaves were hanging there. And I thought, oh, I'd love to save that one. Some part of you just wants to do that. So I'm in, and she's asked me all my questions, that I'm getting the car insurance, and I'm thinking about this orchid in there, and I go, you know, there's an orchid in there that doesn't look too healthy. She wouldn't want to part with it. Oh no, she loves that. It had flowered the 2nd year, and she's never repotted. It's still in the pot. And my neighbor has the same thing. We got her an orchid more than a couple years ago. I keep saying I'll repot it for you. Oh no, it's still flowering. It's amazing that these plants can flower, and really, it's just they're still in that sphagnum moss, and these people are not overwatering it, for sure, or they would be dead. But they have to, they're going to die. You could tell by the leaves. It wasn't, and I did want to save it, but I'm going to try not to do that anymore. I'm going to look for quality, and I'm going to check things out thoroughly and make sure what I get is in good condition and healthy. And I think that's it for today, and I hope this has helped in some way for anybody with a problem, because I do want to keep this. It's a beautiful plant. And happy orchid hunting. Thank you. I'm putting on a short video from the window of a surprise guest at the bird feeder. It's just short, and we'll see you again next time.
Thought I'd just get a picture of this pheasant that came to visit the bird feeder. We've had a little squirrel out there and he's been chasing all the birds away. Well, I don't know what to do about him, but he's scared of the